Hey everybody, how are you? I'm Barry Best Pitch with the Biz Show and Invest Choir. And this is another quick hit coming at you. Last week we talked about EBITDA, right? And we explained what EBITDA was, how it works, how you should look at it, so on and so forth. So this quick hit I thought would be a perfect run on for cash flow, right? Talk about cash flow, what it is, and why profit doesn't necessarily mean you're a profitable company in a sense, right? So profit doesn't matter if you're running out of cash. And we're going to explain the difference between those real fast, because this is a quick hit, and how you can manage that. So first of all, um, what is cash flow actually? We're going to talk about that. Why profitable companies still fail, and the difference between profit and cash, because there is a difference, right? Um, how founders should manage cash flow properly. So let's dive into it, right? So, you know, one of the biggest mistakes founders and business owners make is thinking profitability means safety. It doesn't, right? Profitability, that's great, but it doesn't mean that you're safe. That's because as you can be profitable on paper, but you can still run out of cash completely. Okay, so why? What's going on here? So think of cash flow as this: the actual amount of money that's coming in and out of your business, and I'm talking money, cash, not on paper, right? And that's really the difference. So it's cash coming in and minus the cash going out, and so cash flow, it's different from profit, revenue, and EBITDA. Those are all three different things, and we calculate those things differently, right? So uh, focus, because that's cash flow is basically focused on cash you have in the bank, right? It's the activity of the cash flow coming and going, and it's got nothing to do with your QuickBooks or your finance and what you show. As again, you could show you got $100,000 in profit, but you got $10,000 sitting in the bank. So that's your cash flow. Okay, so why profit and cash flow are different? So what this means is this. This is where and this is where founders get really confused, right? So here's the example, right? You close a deal for $100,000. Your accounting department says, "Great, we made revenue." Yeah, okay, you did make revenue, um, but the customer doesn't pay you for net 30, net 60, net 90 days. So you're profitable on paper, but you don't have any cash. That's cash flow, right? So imagine now this: your payroll's due, your rent is due, you have software subscriptions that are due, and you show a profit, but you know, again, what's in your bank account? You can't pay it all. So this is some issues that a lot of companies fail because of this, right? So why do businesses fail? Because cash flow. I just explained it to you, right? So that's most businesses fail because they're not unprofitable. The cash flow runs out. And common reasons are customer pay their bill late is number one. Expenses rise, right? Maybe you buy products and those products, they were $10 and now they're 12.50, $15. In today's economy, that happens a lot. Inventory costs go up and you hire ahead of the revenue. And Lisa and I have had conversations about this in the past, right? Hiring ahead of revenue. Don't grow too fast. You know, wait till that revenue comes in and it's in the bank before you start spending that money. So um, here's, a fast growth can actually create a worse cash flow for you. And that means you have more payroll. That means you have more marketing. That means you have more inventory. And obviously you have more overhead. So with that, cash, you know, just don't spend that cash before you have it, right? So, um, how to manage cash flow better? I say this all the time. You hear me say it all the time. Know your numbers, right? I say know your numbers daily, weekly, so on and so forth. But in this particular case, You need to understand how much cash is leaving your business on a daily and on a weekly basis. And then I suggest look ahead, a month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. Look ahead and see what you have going on there, right? So, another way that you can improve cash flow is collect faster. How do you do that? Invoicing, collection, payment terms, get those set in place. Maybe offer a 1-2% discount if they pay early. Things like that can incentivize. And by the way, the government had, I don't know if they still do, but they are required by their own mandates now that if you offer them a discount, they must take it. So if you work for the government, then that's easy for you to handle that side. But on other businesses, if you're offering a 1% or 2% discount, if they pay within 15 days, that could that could actually help you a lot. Other thing is don't premature hire. I know you need that skill, you need to get things done, but make sure you get the cash in the bank first before you hire that person because payroll is going to come due in 2 weeks. And are you going to have the money to pay them? Don't use or spend or accumulate unnecessary software because there's expenses there. And just make sure that you manage the overhead that you have, right? If it's oversized, figure out a way to bring that down. Um, Business cash reserves. That's where you want to be, right? If you have reserves, you got flexibility, you got stability, and you have negotiating power. So here's a tip, right? Tip: revenue is important, profits matter, but cash flow keeps your doors open. Keep that in mind, right? So monitor your cash flow weekly, maybe daily, not monthly, because that way you can stay ahead of it. And cash discipline is a founder skill. So if you're a founder of a company, the owner of a company, you need to manage this. You need to get a handle on it, manage it so that you can keep your doors open for as long as you can. And obviously, the best place that you want to be is um, have cash flow reserves. That's where you want to be. So, real quick, businesses rarely die because of ideas, right? They die because they run out of cash. They don't have the money to do it. Um, and so, the better that you manage your cash flow, the longer you're going to stay in the game. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. And thank you for tuning in to the quick hit here. Appreciate that very much. We are the Biz Show and Invest Choir. You can know where to find Lisa and myself. You can find us on Facebook at the Biz Show. Also, investchoir.com. You can get a hold of Lisa and myself there as well. All right, you guys. Thanks. Have a great day. Go out and make some money. Bye.